Giving and receiving feedback. Let's just be real about this. Barf. Nobody really likes it unless it's really good. However, and many times we don't perceive it as good. We perceive it as a critique. Or even if we want to give good feedback, maybe it's oh, I'll do that down the line later. Uh, it is a critical skill. And I do say skill, meaning that there is some structure to it. There is some skill building. There's a way to do it so you are perceived calm and confident and fair about how you deliver the feedback and how you receive the feedback, even if you don't agree with it. It's a skill set that we all kind of know we're supposed to have. Most of us think we do it really well. However, there's always room for improvement. There's room for insight. There's room for a new tool. So I want to give you a resource. This is a great book. Thanks for the feedback. The Science and Art of Receiving Feedback Well. It's the subtitle that sold me, even when it's off base, unfair, poorly delivered, and frankly, you are not in the mood. Isn't that great? And it's by some of my favorite authors, Douglas Stone and Sheila Heen, and they author one of my favorite books of difficult conversations. So I am giving a shout out to my high school English teacher, Mr. Poe. And if Gary Poe is out there, Mr. Poe, I still read with a pen in hand, and I underline and I circle, and I read everything at least 3 times to really understand the author's intent and make sure that I'm not, answering a question that wasn't asked. So one of the main pieces that I underlined here is benefits of receiving well. So it's not just giving well, it's receiving well. And honestly, I think that that is the undervalued, unsung way of receiving feedback. My husband will tell you, maybe I'm not so great about it. Yeah, I still have to practice. So it says receiving feedback well means engaging in the conversation skillfully and making thoughtful choices about whether and how to use the information and what you are learning. So feedback is a learning. It's about managing your emotional triggers so that you can take what the other person is telling you and being open to yourself in new ways. They go on to say a little bit later, in contrast, working or living with someone who shuts out feedback or responds with defensiveness and arguments is exhausting. So when we talk about feeling overwhelmed or employee engagement, and also it's one of the complaints that I hear about managers or coworkers is that it's like kind of the emotional climate they create can become exhausting. And that's what leads to feelings of disengagement and kind of frustration. So thanks for the feedback. The Science and Art of Receiving Feedback Well from Douglas Stone and Sheila Heen. I'm so looking forward to going back and rereading this and being inspired and having some more tools, more language, more things to be able to try to not only help people give feedback that is felt to be fair and compassionate and insightful, but also increasing my muscles and my flexibility in receiving feedback that sometimes when I feel it's off base, unfair, poorly delivered, or frankly, I am just not in the mood.